fives, mate.
Here we go.
Right, rock and rollers, lads. Good luck, lads. We are live, lads. How do you do?
How we doing,
What's up?
boys? How we doing, people? How we doing?
Yeah, good.
Hope
I'm
you're
good,
well.
Pete.
Doing chats.
Jer,
Chats
Lemon,
online.
how you getting on, mate?
Yeah, really cool.
All
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Right.
Nice
Welcome,
evening.
everyone.
Welcome,
Thanks for joining
folks.
us. This is the first ever SNCUK live podcast. So, boys and myself have come up with a little idea to talk about crap online live, probably the next hour or so. Crap. But basically, we want to tell you about the story of how we come together, why we come together, how we come, what we was doing to come. Laughs and that we've had so far. Actually, probably a bit of a positive COVID story. Gonna kind of run through next hour, rubbish, have a bit of a laugh, have a bit of banter, try and take questions you would like to. This is the sort of things we have. Hopefully, questions later on. This should be an ongoing series of stuff. Questions, pieces. Here it goes. So, a little bit about how it started off as sharing game street like that. Nothing. Bit of a laugh that me up with. Getting bigger. Wanted to sort of reach out to the world and talk about everything. How it can bring you being positive, talking to people, bring friends together from different parts of the world. As you can hear, I'm an Englishman. Got been a Lemons or Lewis, should I say? Welshman.
Hello.
Steve, and then we got Gerard, two Irishmen. Actually, from all this has come from his gaming session he had online that jumped in and spoke to each other, and now we've actually become quite good mates. And the ads and self have just makes to talk every day about all. Right, laugh. Appreciate you guys. Let me know if my mic does play up, guys. I'll let it up. Changes.
No,
Yeah,
it sounds fine.
appreciate-
Sounds fine.
Appreciate you guys being here. So just a bit about myself. Then I'm going to pass it around the room, and then we can go from there. So my name's Peter, 37 years old, husband, father. I have 2 kids, as his father suggests. I'm 37 years old. I do multiple things. My actual job is a project manager. Play video games, arts content. I love being out and about, doing bits and pieces outside, like football and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's myself, gaming and bits and pieces like that. I started streaming this year. Streaming is how I kind of met these guys, and we tell you a bit more about stories, how we met each, how it all come about a bit later on. Yeah, it's all a bit of fun. Here we are. We're sitting here now, live to the world, with live to YouTube, and talking rubbish. Lewis.
I think everyone's a bit nervous because everyone's going to be watching, and I shared it a few times, and all I've had is been trolled since it started. I'm Lewis, or everyone calls me Lemons on the gaming. I'm 37. I'm 37 in 11/12 because I'm 38 in 8 days.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, boy.
Birthday, mate.
And yeah, I got a full-time job to pay the bills, but I met all these guys playing their games online in the lockdown. So basically made 3 friends. All you need is a worldwide pandemic for that to happen, apparently. And to play I used to play lots of video games when I was younger. And I remember once my Xbox broke and my dad went out to buy me one whilst I was in work. So, the commitment was there. But since I've started doing it again, because I got a 9-year-old son, he plays, and I just can't get enough of it. And I think on lockdown, so many more people started playing Warzone that didn't play games before, and it got really addictive. And we got such a big following now. And literally in the last 3 days, we've started a Discord group, and there's 30, 40 people in it in a couple of days. It's just taken off. So yeah, it's going well. glad to know these guys, and the banter we have is brilliant, which is why we were chatting on a game one night and we were streaming it, and we said, oh, we should do a podcast because like some of the stuff that happens is hilarious. So yeah, I'll pass to Steve.
Oh, I didn't know it was next. Oh. Thanks for that. Nice
The one with
surprise.
the bandana on.
Yeah, that's it.
Bandana.
It's a bad haircut day, lads. So my name's Steve, and I'm from Ireland. As you can tell from the accent, I don't sound like a local UK lad like Pete or Lewis. Yeah, I'm 40 years old. Unfortunately, the oldest lad here. So yeah, and look at
The boomer.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, 40 years old, 4 kids, job, and this is like my second job away from the office. Is playing with these main guys here right in front of me. Think of these guys as my brothers from other mothers, you know, and kind of
handsome ones.
Oh, handsome brothers. We kind of all bumped into each other on the internet, online, purely by chance, I think. And as Lewis was saying, and Pete, nothing brings people together like a good COVID, even though you can't leave your house and go more than 5 kilometers away. But the internet brings people together who have common hobbies, common, you know, things in common that they like to do and play together. And so for me, yeah, I've been playing games since, like, I've always been a techie anyway, so I've been playing games since, you know, 10 years old, since I got my first Nintendo, you know what I mean? And then being caught by my parents at 4 o'clock in the morning downstairs in the sitting room playing Nintendo, trying to beat Mario Brothers 1. That's it, you know what I mean? And then it kind of snowballed from there, and always into computers and into video games, you know what I mean? It was like, it was all my mates, everybody was into it back then, but now, as I'm older, it's kind of like
Nothing's changed.
it's like, yeah, it's kind of like a virtual pub, you know what I mean? We're talking about games, but
Cheers.
you're welcome. Cheers. It is. We don't. Actually, I think in the only last week we've been talking to each other, through Zoom and through like Facebook chat, like. But normally we've been talking to each other like every single day, either through Facebook chat, playing games, and just grown to be friends. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, this is the first podcast of many, and I hope you are entertained tonight. I hope that you understand the accent anyway, but it's the best.
Well, yeah, we still struggle.
That's it. I know.
Steve, so,
that's it. I always throw a couple of words
we'll
out there.
right.
It's like, don't.
I just gotta say, so far I've been called a tea bag. I've been called. What else is it? I'm called lemons because I suck them. Nice. That's my best mate.
That's it. Once it goes to tequila, all the lemons you want, me. All the lemons.
Yeah. Go on, go.
So,
Your turn.
So that's a little bit about me. So, Jared, over to you, brother.
Hi lads, thanks very much. I'm Jer. I'm from Dublin, Ireland. As you know, I'm the accent as well. I'm a father, 2 kids, 2 gaming kids at that. My 4-year-old's actually better than me at COD. So
It's better than all of us, Jer.
yeah, well, that wouldn't be hard for us. As the lad said, we met through COVID, through random gaming apps and things like that, and just became good friends. And only within the last week, we've developed this little podcast, whatever you'd want to call it, between the 4 of us. So it just puts a bit of positivity on this whole worldwide pandemic. A little bit of internet, a little bit of chat with each other, and gets the monkey out the back, you know. I don't know really what else to say to you. I'm not used to talking. I'm a bit shy. They call me the
I think everyone gets shy, though, don't they? Because like
I haven't dropped any F-bombs yet, so
yeah, he swears a lot.
That's it. That's it.
I'm odds on to go first with that.
So I think it's key. Like something we'll tell you now is that me and Steve were the first ones to probably talk out this group. So me and Steve we started talking via a Facebook group one day over how to build a gaming PC, wasn't it, Steve? And we was having this general chat and having a laugh and that, and talking about PCs and what to do and what he's going to do and blah blah blah. And we started to have this chat, and we was talking about how we're going to start streaming and put games onto the internet, and just have a laugh and just a general laugh. And then like from that, I started streaming and Steve supported that stream. From that, Lewis joined the group, and so did Gur. But it was the way that they joined the group and the way they come into the group, and I think it's weird because I think people talk about stuff in a way that you have, I don't know, the connections with people that you never think you have, and you meet all these people in the world, and from the four corners of the UK, if you like, or the three corners of the UK in this sense, because we've not got a Scottish person in the group. Maybe we should think about that in the future.
You tried to recruit. We
ain't found one yet. So if there's any out there that want to join us, you're more than welcome. But from the three corners of the UK, the unlikely friendship that you sort of develop through the gaming, and gaming gets a bad rep, and I think that's kind of why we wanted to start this, because gaming gets a bad rep. They say it's bad for the kids. They say it's bad for people. They say people sort of recluse themselves and look at their computers all day. But really, from gaming, we've become this friendship group, and we've actually started to build a community that you never ever thought you would ever build, and it's absolutely insane. And I kind of sort of think back to the first days of hitting the go live button, and you guys, or the guys, being in the chat and just talking how good it was to have people in there talking to you about crap, really, about stuff that you can't really explain it. But then as you sort of we developed this group, this Facebook group that we sit and talk to each other all day, and the stuff that we're talking about started off as gaming because that was the common interest. Then it's gone to football, which we'll probably talk about in the podcast at some point. We'll talk about the parents that we are, the dads we are, and now sometimes the struggle that we have as dads and things as well, because as Ger said earlier, the kids, they're getting older, they're playing video games. What do? Do you control that? Do you stop that? How do you work around that? So we're kind of like the group chat has gone from everything, and I think the key one at the minute is COVID. The COVID, we've gone back into lockdown in the UK. You guys in Wales have just started to come out of a lockdown again, and I think the guys in Ireland, you're in lockdown as well at the moment, or in your
we're only halfway through a 6-week lockdown here at the moment.
6-week lockdown. And the lockdown's different this time. You know, the lockdown's not the same as what it was before. It's a bit more. It's coming up to Christmas. It's not in the summer, so it affects people differently in different sort of ways.
I think that's what got me into it as well, because I was on Facebook, and then all of a sudden Facebook introduced the gaming aspect of it. So I was really intrigued on that. I saw you streaming Warzone, and I was like, oh my God, I got to get involved in this. And then, you know, you watch it, you start talking to people, because that's the power of the internet these days. You've got YouTube, you've got Facebook and Twitter and Twitch and all these different things. I think you watch them, and it's so easy to do it. I mean, like, we're four guys, we're sat in our houses now, you're on the internet and you're streaming to everywhere in the world. It's just too easy to do these days. I think it was really important to have some in just and all that extra communication with COVID, because there was nothing to do, and people were down and didn't know what's going on. And, you know, this brought people together. And, you know, I went through something personally because I had my operation on my foot, and, you know, all you guys were like messaging me when I was like hanging out of a hospital bed, and then Jay went in like a week later because he collapsed with his back or whatever. And, you know, it's created this like this group, but it's grown, and like seeing like Finchy in the chat now, and, you know, like, you made friends, but it's not like it's a 2-week stint and then you never speak to someone. It's like all these people we're like getting in this group, we're talking to all the time. It's almost getting like too much to be on top of, because everyone's always commenting and clipping and playing, and it's just live all the time. It's amazing.
Yeah, like that. I came across Call of Duty because of Pete was playing it on Facebook app, or the Facebook gaming, and I've never played Call of Duty beforehand. I was always a FIFA person. And I came across Pete's stream one day, started interacting with Pete, told me exactly what the game was. It was free. It was a free download. Downloaded it, and he basically taught me how to play the game over a bit of chat. So everything I know about the game, Pete has taught me from this, and this is how I developed the friendship between Lewis and Steve also.
That's some bad nights as well, mind.
so look, we don't want to. I'm not going to get too much into like. Don't want to make this sort of too. But that's kind of about the group and how we come together. You know, we want, let's not dwell on it too much, and it's not sort of saying, oh, you should go out on the internet and make friends with everyone, because we know there's trolls out there, and we know there's people that are trolling each other.
There's some bad bits as well.
There's some bad bits out there as well, as we all know. So let's be honest, but we're just saying it as how we come together, you know. And it's a bit, and the internet is great for that, and that's how it should that's how we just kind of giving it the rep that it deserves at times, because it does. And like this Zoom now, the fact that you can do this with Zoom and the technology that's probably been developed over COVID has been pretty insane with regards to what people are doing, you know. So it's absolutely. I'm a little quiet now. Oh my days! Let me know, guys, if you can hear me now. A bit of luck. Hopefully, I'm not too bad. I'll pump myself up a bit more.
Oh, it sounds alright.
Is that all right now? Sorry, guys.
Good, yeah.
Sorry, do apologise. Yeah, so I just see a comment come up on the chat about the quietness. So moving on from like the COVID lockdown now, obviously what I think we want to talk about is we want to talk a little bit more about probably the gaming community, I'd say, or this and how the gaming community has probably been a little bit more, how the gaming community supports each other, because again, this is another thing that gets a really bad rap, and the lads and I were talking about it offline a while ago, that actually, especially with kids, like, and this is where we probably put it out to you guys as well in the chat room. What do you think about the gaming community? How do you feel about it? What's your opinions with kids playing too much with regards to like tablets and, I don't know, iPads, Xboxes and all that sort of stuff? But also bearing in mind you've got new Xboxes and new PlayStations coming out that we're all madly excited about. So it's like, what do you do? How do you control it? What is the best way? But at the same time, if you didn't have the gaming community, we wouldn't have what we're doing now, and we wouldn't have the group that we are part of.
Like that, the gaming community gets, like, there's a lot of bullies in gaming and things like that, and we're trying to develop a community that is harmonious with each other, and we're trying to stamp out sort of bullying. You'll never stamp it out completely, but you don't want to be trolling, as you said, kids and things like that. Let them enjoy the games and be able to play them without having to get trolled or bullied or anything like that.
I can't understand as well, like from a dad's point of view, like you watch like because Call of Duty's like an 18, but you'll have kids on the web playing it, and like truthfully, you know, like my 9-year-old plays it, but you got like
my 4-year-old plays it as well. Like,
but you've got
a bit of plunder, like, so.
Yeah, but the point of it being is, yeah, but they don't monitor it on Facebook. I can't understand the lack of like kind of, you know. They don't monitor anything. People can upload pretty much what they want as long as they're not naked or smoking or drinking, taking drugs, sort of thing. It's, you know, it's not very regulated, is it? There's anything to do with Facebook gaming or things like that.
Oh, that's right.
Just my opinion, anyway.
No, like, see, not kind of going off topic about the lads, and the lads have probably said enough about what gaming is and streaming and stuff like that, and that you can upload anything to the internet and everything is there. And even though there's certs on games for like 16s or 18s, it doesn't matter now. Like, you can get Call of Duty on Warzone for free on your Xbox. You tick a couple of boxes saying that you're over 16 or over 18 and download it, and that's it. And you're playing with people around the world of any age, any country.
How many parents have paid £100 on Fortnite for something that doesn't exist as well? I mean, they make so much more money now from these games by the add-ons than they do selling the games. That's why they're free, because every kid's going to want to have the skin pack or the backpack or the whatever pack. And then like with 37, 38, 40, whatever, like,
I want them skin packs.
We do it as well. Do you know?
I want them too. Take all my money. Yeah, we've a solid wage there coming in every week. I can afford that.
I think
I want the pink gun. I want the yellow gun. How much is that? £20. Take my money. No problem.
But streaming, everyone's doing it now, aren't they? It's so easy to do this sort of stuff, though. It's so easy to stream, to do videos, to do a podcast. like you said earlier on about uploading podcasts to iTunes, it's not difficult. Everything's so on a plate for everyone now.
No, that's it.
So go. We got one of your. It looks like one of your mates in the chat room, and he's mentioned girls the worst. Ask him about PUBG on the boat.
Oh yeah.
What's he talking about? What's this all about?
Oh, there was one night myself, a good friend of mine, Joey, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, it's Joey.
Yeah, Joey. We were playing PUBG with a lunatic, and we ended up in a boat, and the storm caught us, and we just blew up one of our mates just for the crack, and he absolutely went berserk.
Mayday.
But I'll just put out there to you there, lads, quite a good FIFA player, sometimes average FIFA player, but I made Joey retire from FIFA just to put that out there.
I think FIFA brings out the worst in people and the best in people. You score a goal, it's like, you know, it's like your team playing. You know, it's like a United, Liverpool, or Millwall, or Spurs, or anything like that, and they score a goal. It's like, oh yes. But you're on FIFA and somebody scores against you. You know what? You should have got that. You should have got that. That's it. You should have got that controller. Insured, you know what I mean? That's it. Have a backup one, because that's it. You're not playing for a week till you get a new one. And I wouldn't mind.
How many arguments have happened on Warzone? How many kill cams when people are swearing and, you know, people throwing controllers, and I know people have broken tellies before from throwing controllers, and like, yeah, you know, that's what it does.
I think that's why I stick to mouse and keyboard. I can't throw it as quick because it's wired. It's hardwired into the back of the computer.
You all call me the course of the group, lads, and look, I don't even course when I'm playing game, and like, it's disgraceful.
Well, your new name's the Pope.
You're a saint, brother. You're a saint.
Saint Gerard.
Pope Gerard Francis there. That's the new gaming name now, is it?
That's the name.
Sounds good. It sounds good. I like it. It's a ring to it.
It is funny. Your man Joe just said he sold his whole team over that.
I think I had a 37 rated chemistry I had with the team, and I think it was a player called Marco Seu. He was 78 rated, and he just scored a hat-trick against Neymar, Bale, and things like that.
So I think it's something key. So while we're on the football subject, or on the FIFA subject, lose a Tottenham fan. You can see a Tottenham fan in the background. You've got Jer's got a Man United fan. That's another story actually. That when Joe joined the group, none of us, well, me especially being in London, could not get his name right, and I called him everything, and he said it's Jerry. It's basically Jerry. That's how you say my name. It's Jerry. Jer.
Remember them tea bags you were talking about as well?
Go on.
With the Leon's tea bags. What are they
the
called?
Lions tea bags. The Lions.
Yeah, exactly.
The Lions tea bags.
It just shows you how hard it is to get things across through text and things like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I remember being in the stream that day, and Taz was there, and Taz has an Irish partner, and he's like, "What's Leon's tea bags?" And he's like, "Taz, you should know that. It's Lions tea bags."
Yeah, it's I'm the world's
like
worst. So
lost in translation. That's it. That's what it all is.
So just putting it out there, when you're ever watching these streams and these podcasts, my English is terrible. I'm a London boy. I failed English miserably when I was a boy. So words are not my thing, and I'm gonna start sitting here with a thesaurus and a dictionary next to me, so I know the right words to say every now and again. But,
the spelling hasn't been too great today either, has it?
And the spelling's been terrible. Well, spelling's always terrible. To be honest with you, it's never good. Oh, you got Finch. He's just said I do exactly the same. It's confusing. Same when people come by. Do I call you by your name or by your gamer tag? I end up saying something between. So you got like a middle between. It's so difficult, like people's names and that, and especially that some of these sort of the more wider names you get coming into you, it's so hard to say them. But no, it's funny. It is amusing. It's a great community. It's a great laugh, and it is funny. And the lads actually, you take it really well, because when I tell you say your name's wrong and stuff like that. So I'm gonna, if I ever call Jer by the wrong name, like I've called him Gur already today, and I call him Gur quite a lot, like Tony the Tiger, Gur. But
that could be another name, Tony.
Going back onto sport, right? Let's talk sport, and let's talk your football teams, boys. And Actually, something I don't know is who is the Steve support? I don't know who
Awfully.
you support, Steve.
I'm only looking at the stream there now, and I see Steve, right, and everybody that we know is looking at going, who's Steve? Who is it? I'm Firewall anyway, so just so you all know anyway. So I support Manchester United.
Well, you're
Steve is the night owl of the group.
I support Manchester United.
But
But unfortunately, I'm not a big sports supporter. I'm not a big football supporter. I don't watch football. But that's, if anybody asks who do you support, you have to say a team. Unfortunately, at the moment, we're like a mid-table team, but we'll always be the best team in the world. Doesn't matter. We're always going to be the top team in the world.
It's going to be hard to watch us for the next while. I just said mid-table team, but you've got to wear your colours with pride, don't you?
Well, that's it. And we won today anyway, so that's all I can say about that. I think who were we playing? Everton, was it?
Everton, yeah.
And we won 3-2.
Could be worse. We could be Millwall fans.
Hey, don't even start that one.
And this is why I don't support football, because there's too much rivalry.
I'm joking.
Way too much.
I'm not bothered. So we know because we know from a what gets me, right, guys. This is what gets me, and I'm going to put it out there. And I'm going to put it to the table that I'm a Millwall fan because I was born in the area. That's the reason I'm a Millwall fan. I was born in that area. My family were Millwall. And we all grew up Millwall. Lewis, you're a Tottenham fan. How did that come about?
First ever experience. I think I said the other day to you guys. Do you remember the Pro Set cards when you were kids?
Yeah.
The football cards.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I used to have all the Pro Set cards. Used to swap them, and then it was all it was always Gaza, Lineker, and they were always kind of like, I thought, oh, that's the cool team. And then my dad always used to take people to football matches because he had for work and things. And I think one time he couldn't take someone, and he took me to Newcastle Spurs at White Hart Lane, and it was just.
You knew you weren't going to be spotting Newcastle.
It was just. I think he was nervous because he took me to a rugby league match when I was a real young kid. Again, because it was like that sort of scenario, and it was Wigan Widnes, I think it was, and I swapped teams halfway through and nearly got him beaten up. So, I think he's probably really nervous taking me to White Hart Lane because, who knows what can happen. But then my sister also had a boyfriend, and he was a Spurs fan. And then, I don't know, I just stuck with him, always liked him. And, we never won anything that much. So it wasn't because they were, throwing trophies around the place. Until this year, of course.
So, Finchy in the chat's just said, I always wondered, obviously 2 Irish lads and a Welsh lad, makes me wonder with football, always assume Lewis would be a Swansea or Cardiff fan, and then the Irish, I would know. Same with Americans. So that's what I was going to get at. So from my point of view, I understand an Irish man supporting Man United or Liverpool or someone like that, because they're you could kind of call them your local team to a degree, couldn't you, in England, in a funny sort of way. And I don't really, and I kind of get being Man United fans, but I think Finch just hit on the head there, Lou. I don't get why you're not a Cardiff or a Swansea fan, to be totally honest with you.
Hate Swansea.
Rubbish.
There you go.
And Cardiff. It just never. You get that, In America, they move the NFL teams around the whole country, didn't they? So you'll have the Raiders have gone to Vegas, haven't they? And that happened. So I don't think, and it says on Spurs website, this is my one and only club. So as much as when they played Newport and everyone else was looking at me like I was a piece of something on their shoe, I just sat in the stand with my Spurs shirt on, and then when we scored, I stood up and cheered, and everyone hated me.
They jumped you.
But you didn't.
I can tell you a story though, right? This is gospel truth. That Mike Flynn, who's the manager for Newport County, he's a great guy because he always says hello. He's a lovely bloke. I walked in the ground and I had a Spurs puffer coat on, and this old guy comes up to me and he goes, "Where'd you get your jacket from?" I'm like, "I really want one of those." And I'm like, "Oh, I got it from the Spurs shop." And he goes, "Don't tell anyone. I'm Mike Flynn's dad." Because he's a Spurs fan. So, why not?
Why not?
So come on, Jer. Sorry, girl. I've done it again. See, I told you I'd do it again. Come on, Jer. Man United. How did you become Man United?
Well, just a little short story before that. I could have been a West Ham fan. I know you're not going to like that too much.
I'm just going to mute you.
My father was a very good goalkeeper, and at one stage he had trials with West Ham, but he dislocated his fingers. So I could have been a West Ham fan at one stage. But like that, my dad was a Man United fan. He loved the Buzzing
Hang on, and rewind a minute. He dislocated his finger. Oh, he's got goalie. Sorry, I didn't pay attention then.
Yeah. But no, my dad was a Man United fan. He was always when he was growing up was the Busby Babes, Georgie Best, Dennis Law, all the greats of Man United. So I just followed in his footsteps. My favourite player when I was growing up was Peter Schmeichel, Eric Cantona, Roy Keane. They're all my idols.
Great players.
So,
Yep, that's it.
that's why I'm a Man United fan. One of my brothers is an Aston Villa fan, and the other brothers are Man United fans also.
Nice.
Well, it's funny that you say that, Jerry, because my dad supported United. So it was kind of it's always like, oh, what did your dad do? Who does he support? He's got United. It's like, and that's why I support United. But my two brothers now, one of them supports Villa, and the other one supports Arsenal. So, but back when I was younger, 30 years ago younger, United, Arsenal, Villa, these are all teams that were at top of division. You know what I mean? These are all like A class teams. You know what I mean? That they all play. So there's loads of rivalry in our house over that. But yeah, that's the only reason why I support Man United. But I don't know. I've kind of always been interested in kind of computers and technology and cars, more so than sports. As a bloke, you pick like 3 or 4 things that is like, right, that you'll have hobbies for. Football just wasn't enough for me.
I've just seen something in the chat.
It just wasn't. But gaming, I think, is my kind of football. You know what I mean? It's like, not that it's a religion or anything like that, but I like the game. That's where at least lads can watch TV and enjoy the football and watch TV for 2-3 hours watching the football. And I'd like to play video games for 3 hours. That's just.
Out till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Class.
Yeah, that's it. There's no unless you're watching like the Japanese league or La Liga or something like that at 2 o'clock in the morning. But no, there's no.
My friend in the chat, Ben, he's not into football at all. He doesn't like it, but he was a Chelsea fan for a weekend because I was seeing this girl and she dumped me, and we were meant to go to New York. So I said to him, do you want to go? Because it was paid for. And he went, yeah, hell yeah. We went there. So like, we were only young. So I had all my money was like cash in our pocket sort of thing. And we didn't have a lot. And we're in this hotel. And we're at this bar. And there was this really hot girl there. And I'm like, listening. And all I hear him say is, she goes, what do you do then? He goes, I play football. And I'm like, he's not athletic at all. I'm like, you'll kill me for saying that. But I was like, what?
It was Saburia, was it?
She goes, who'd you play for? And he went, I'm just sipping my drink. And he went, Chelsea. I went, oh my God, spit my drink out. and he told this girl that we were Chelsea footballers. We went to this hotel and we were sat down with these people. And he'll probably put in the chat if I ask him. I think his name was Elliot Hurdy. And he was so posh. His wife had these big diamonds, and he did the catering for the president. That's how posh they were. And we ran up this massive bar bill, and then we were like, because he was telling them we were footballers, and then they left. We went to pay. We were like, oh, it's gonna be like 200 quid each or something to pay for this bar bill. And they went, oh, Mr. Hurdy's paid your bill for you. And I was like, amazing. We were Chelsea footballers. And everyone loved us. We didn't pay for anything.
Lewis, I go
for the rest of your holiday as a
Chelsea
footballer.
I'm going on drinking. Lewis, I go on drinking sessions with you whenever you're going out, mate.
Yeah. Oh, not anymore, mate. That's the thing. Like since I become a dad and things, I don't really like. I try not to, because I think if I go out and I like get on the sauce too much, like you do start getting into. You go on these benders and things like that. And
that's exactly what. That's what I like gone out.
Some of my friends I know back. They used to go out on Thursday and then come back on Tuesday, and it's kind of like, don't want. I can't do it anymore because like
the body can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I just for me, I like to shut that door when I get in from work, and I'll go and put one of these on, and then like go into Cyberland, and at least I'm not getting in trouble.
That's it.
Yeah,
have a couple of cans sitting down instead. Yeah,
I haven't drunk since August because of my foot, because I've been on these tablets. So like, I'm drinking water, and you're all rubbing it in my face because you're drinking alcohol, and I'm kind of like, I can't wait. So probably when
hard
I,
stuff.
when I
Yeah, that's
can,
on board as
I probably am going to go a bit AWOL.
I'd be interested to see you actually.
Yeah.
Like, so some of the people I know, this is we'll be playing on the computers, and we'd sit there and we'd start a little session at like gaming session at 8 o'clock at night, and throughout the whole night we just drink the whole night, and by the end of the night you'd be wrecked. Well, just during lockdown, I did that, and I was obviously playing with some of my American friends that I play with some nights, and this one lad says to me, "Oh Pete, you've got to try gin and juice." I'm like, gin and juice? Who drinks gin and juice?
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Like so I thought I'll try it. Like so Mrs. Main bought me a bottle of the gin from Sainsbury's and a carton of orange juice.
From Mainsbury's.
From Mainsbury's. And I was drinking it all night. I was drinking this gin and juice all night, right? I mean, sitting there drinking, and as the night's going on, I'm sitting at the computer and I'm like, I'm feeling myself going, and my eyes, I couldn't sit. I'm cross-eyed. I can't see anything. In the end, I end up kind of half passing out playing the game. Like all the buddies I'm playing with are sort of shouting at me. I'm like, I've got my headphones on, thinking, what's going on? Like,
Am I at a party?
I've got to go, lads. So I went out. I went to bed. As soon as I laid in bed, the room. Do you know when the room just spins? And the room is spinning.
It goes forwards and backwards at the same time.
And spinning.
Luckily,
I got an ensuite bathroom.
When that happens to you,
and
when that happens to you, turn around and say to yourself, when that bed comes back around to me, I'm jumping onto it.
I never ever am going to touch, and I've said it to this day, I will never touch gin and juice ever again. And like you said, it's a Snoop Dogg drink. It's like a fancy rapper drink, isn't it? Gin and juice.
Yeah.
They rap about it. I didn't even.
Sounds cool. Yeah. I'll have some of that.
Cider's mine. Ever since that youth club disco, I'm not touching the stuff.
All right, so like, come on, let's move on, lads. I don't want to bore the chat with football chat and chat like that. But let's talk about next week and the big release next week and what's going to happen next week.
I'm getting over the COVID. That's why, Ben, I told you about that. He was positive for COVID, so that's quite.
That's why I'm locked up at a minute. That's why I'm in isolation. I ain't been to work, have I, for a week because I'm in isolation.
You weren't positive, were you?
I weren't positive. I come into contact with. I walked within a couple of meters of someone who got tested positive, didn't I? And I'm sitting here now, locked up for the past week. It absolutely is rubbish.
I bet you hated, didn't you, with your computer upstairs and you.
Yeah, but you're making the most of the times.
He's got beer. His PC.
He's got beer.
His PC.
Yeah.
My phone's never been busier with chat, either through Discord or Facebook.
Hey, mine goes flat.
No, my phone is dead. 6 hours into the day, it's dead.
Yeah.
Usually you ask the day now, and it's just so busy. It's crazy busy that with Discord is. I'm looking at Discord on my other screen here, and I can't find how many members are on it. But in the last, like as Lewis was saying there, like a few minutes ago, it's gone from like 0 up to I don't know 20, 30, 40 members.
But
and
he's cool.
And see, it's not even like during the COVID that we started this Discord, this community. This is after some of the lockdowns that have already been happening. You know what I mean? I think that's why we're here. Is that over the last, say, 6-7 months of knowing each other and talking and chatting to each other, that what we do for each other and how we help each other, either technically or just to be there as friends, like as the two lads there, like Forbidden Ends and Jer, were not well. They had injuries and stuff like that. They're in the hospital, and it wasn't because of COVID. It was just.
He's a nightmare.
Lewis does that anyway all day long. He does that.
Serious. He's trying to be deadly serious, and Lewis is.
Lewis like, nah, I'm had enough of this seriousness.
The mask of Zorro sitting in the background, sitting in the corner.
Yeah. Can I just say though, because you guys were talking about, and my Ben in the chat is like one of my best. He's my best mate, and like all you guys were getting quite serious the other day. But he calls me the Tin Man because like I find I struggle. Like people say they struggle with like things going on, but I struggle to deal with like anything emotional or comforting people or anything like that. I'm not that great with it. The only person I'm probably okay with it is my little boy. But like, if my wife has to hold my hand in the park, I'm like, not today.
It's your anniversary today as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Love Mrs. Williams. She's amazing.
Anyway, so what I was saying there before Lewis put his virtual shades on, that's all right, mate. We're used to it by now. Is that because of what we do, like for each other, for our friends, either technically or we're just there as moral support when they're not well or whatever like that, is that the community that we want to create is one there that we help everybody, anybody. Like I'm an open person. All the lads here, we're all open for questions that we can help out each other and help other people as well. We want to help other people's streams because we know. Actually, it's funny because the reason we're all here is because we all game and we all stream. And Jer's only started streaming this week, which is goddamn amazing.
The Angry Dad stream.
The Angry Dad.
Watch out for that one. But no, you're right. You're right, Steve.
But like we're lucky that we know each other and we've friends that we've made, not just the four of us, but we've made externally outside of this, who we game with on a regular basis, who we share and we chat and we stream to. And we know it's really hard out there for gamers who stream that don't get the viewers, that they don't get the recognition that they deserve, and all the hard work that we know we put into the game and streaming. And we're lucky that we have followers. That there's a lot of streamers out there that they don't have that, and that's really why we're here. We want to have that close community to help each other out and help other people out, and that's why we're setting up this community. And we can see people coming on that we've never talked to, and it's like a house that we have, and we open the front door, and who is it? It's like, oh yeah, hi, how are you? Oh, you play games? Yeah, we Call of Duty, or we play Warzone. We play.
Unless it's someone we don't like.
Unless it's someone we don't like, and we tell them to go away, doors locked. But no, that's what we're trying to create here, is a community for everybody, and anybody here is watching. We really appreciate you joining in, and
it's a fun community we're trying to create as well. Like we like to get the wins, but it's like it's just be having enjoyment in the game and not be too serious, not too angry with it. And not they call me the Angry Dad gamer, they do messing, but like we don't like it's just a good fun group that we're trying to create, a nice harmonious community that we all get on with each other, get a few wins, have a bit of laugh, a bit of banter. That's what we're all about. Like,
but if you don't watch, Jer's coming for you.
Yeah, that's it.
But honestly, this is not just about this is not just about gaming. This is not about gaming.
No, it's not. No.
And this is not what we created this sort of podcast for. It's not about gaming. It's not about promoting ourselves. It's just about generally talking and showing that talking actually can make you really happy, and that talking to people that are with similar interests you can have a laugh with, no matter where you're from in the world, no matter what you do, and something that we ain't really we've never really gone deep into each other's minds. It's only till recently, I think, that we've started to understand a little bit more about each other, and sort of the things we've gone through with regards to like anxieties and stuff like that. I mean, the anxiety to press the live button tonight, to open yourself up to the world and show a friendship now to everybody is just absolutely insane. I was sitting here tonight thinking, man, I've got to have a beer before I go live.
My stomach was like a wash machine. It was.
and
anything to have a beer.
But to have a drink, that's vodka in that bowl, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice. I wish. Pot in.
But it's all about having. It's just about having a bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke, and actually just even jumping onto a Zoom call like now, because we can't go out in lockdown, and we sort of touched on lockdown and the anxiety that lockdown brings from lots of people, and like we found that, like, as a family, my family, there's a lot during the lockdown that we spoke to people more on Zoom, because we never see my parents from a week to week basis, but we used to talk to them on Zoom or on Messenger once a week, but having like we have now with this group chat that we talk every day, and the anxiety that takes away from not talking to anyone and being with and talking to people is quite mad. And it's quite a crazy thing. And you wake up in the morning and you see the messages from the lads where they're all bantering with each other. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning and there's like 30 messages on your phone.
It never stops.
It
never stops.
And you just
but with now with Discord as well, it's even worse because there's like people in the chat might not know what Discord is, but it's basically like WhatsApp for like 100 people at a time sort of thing. So it's always mental, and you got to sometimes turn off those notifications, otherwise you just get absolutely destroyed. Yeah. But I correct me if I'm wrong, but we wanted to do this because we were talking on like streams and chats and stuff, and some of the stuff that we were talking about was so funny. We were like, this is comedy gold, so why don't we? And like tonight probably is a bit nervous, and introductions like is never easy for people, but I think we had that 45-minute conversation about chocolate bars the one night. We had like it's just
red bounty, mate. Red bounty.
Yeah, it's not the red bounty.
No, never.
Red bounty.
No,
never.
Red bounty.
Have a fallen out.
That's it.
No. Not a red bounty.
That one caused a lot of arguments.
That
Caused a lot of arguments. That one.
I'm here all night, lads. I can go all night.
But
Can we agree on Toblerone?
Yeah.
We can agree on Toblerone, but
it's not like a go-to though, is it?
It has to be the airport Toblerone, because every airport in the world has a Toblerone, the big size one. So.
But going forward, what we're going to do is we're going
Good save, Pete.
Going forward, what we're going to do with this podcast is we're going to open it to the Discord channel, and we're going to invite people into that, and we're going to invite people in and understand people, because it's so multicultural, this industry, and actually it's not just about gaming, it's about people in general and how they are, and we've met so many different people from the world. And my little helper's just brought another beer into me. Sorry.
Hope you gave me a tip.
Yes, she's just brought me in another beer. But it's such a multicultural industry that we're going to have people come into it. We're going to invite people in. We want people to talk about their life and talk about why they are where they are and what they do, why they do what they do. And then not only that, we want to have discussions around all sorts of stuff. And if you guys that are in chat, or you guys that want us to talk about and approach other subjects, we want to do that because we ain't afraid to talk about anything. And we've had some serious conversations that we won't go into too much detail about tonight, but we will approach them further down the line, because I think it's key to talk about these kind of topics between men. And us men don't, as Lewis said, we're not emotional people. We don't like to open up. We don't like to open up about stuff. But sometimes when you open up about things, it becomes it becomes a release, and it can actually be quite funny as well in a
strange sort of way.
In a strange sort of way, yeah. Well, thanks, Steve. I've lost my words. Words are hard. But so podcasts going forward, whether we do them weekly or we do them twice a week or whatever we do, we're not too sure yet. But we kind of wanted to start the podcast. We want to get it out there. We want to do this live podcast. We're hopefully going to change this podcast into an audio format as well and get it out there for you guys to see. And then we can make it a regular thing, but we don't know how to go. So let us know your thoughts on it. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
We're open to suggestions.
We're open to suggestions, as Jer says. And we will make it fun as well. We will make it fun, and we will have laughs as we have done tonight. But I don't know if you guys want to talk about anything else. Is there anything else you want to bring up before we?
We said it was going to be 30 minutes, and we knew we'd run over.
Yeah. So
we kind of factored in for any technical difficulties, and so far none of us have any technical difficulties, so that's probably why.
So let's be totally honest. Go on.
Yeah. No, go Pete. Go. Sorry.
I was just say, well, let's be totally honest. I've been sitting here with anxiety all day, thinking about this podcast and making sure that it runs right, and that we've got the right audio problems. And I've been pestering you guys all day to come online so we can make this work and make this right. So no, yeah, it's good. It's good, and I'm pleased.
No, Pete, it's going flying. Not sweet as, you know what I mean. It's going fine. It's going great. Absolute legends. All the lads here, Jer, Lewis, Pete.
And she wants to talk about
And-
100 kills. Because he got 91. Because he got 91, that's why.
Okay, let's talk about 100 kills.
All right, talk about 100 kills. Right, so
Let's talk about 100 kills. While we're
if
You've got
first
to
start,
explain it first. You've got to
I'll
explain
explain it. So I think it came into like maybe 2 days ago, was it? I think it was 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 or
And
3 days ago on
I
stream,
noticed that Shipment was back in the playlist on Call of Duty multiplayer. I was like, oh, Shipment's great. I love going Shipment. It's like you were talking about what weapons to use, and I was like, I kind of said that first person to get 100 kills in Shipment will be subbed on their Twitch account, because we're all on Twitch now, full circle. And the first person to get the 100 kills on Shipment will get subbed by me on Twitch. And I kind of played 1 or 2 games like 2 days ago, and then Lewis, Jer, I don't think Pete was on, I'm not sure. And then Finchy was on, Taz was on, and I think they're putting in like 4, 5, and 6 hours worth of Shipment last night. And I was watching it, and my phone died halfway through the night watching their streams. But yeah, Lewis hit the 90, and I think Finchy got 91. Am I right, lads?
No, Finchy did 91. I got 52.
Finchy done 91 with 8 assists.
Yeah, my record was 90, and he beat it by 1.
He beat it by 1. So nobody's hit the challenge.
Well
Yet. That's the story. But it's only for. It's not for anybody out there who's hacking, and because it's easy to get the 100 kills if you're hacking it like that.
So let's be straight. Let's put it on the table. What we're saying is, if there is a gamer that's sitting in the chat room now, if you want to join the Discord channel, join the Discord channel. The invite's there. You can join the Discord channel. There's a 100 kill challenge for anyone in that Discord who gets it first. Will get rewarded by Mr. Firewall / Steve sitting in the bottom left corner of this stream. So there is a challenge there. If you want to join it, the floor is open to you. Go, Joe. You just had Lou Boy Gaming jump in the chat and say, "What's up there?"
That's my daughter's friend. That is.
I've seen a few people jumping in and out of the chat, and my daughter come in and said and waved at us. She said, "Good job, Dad. Good job." But Finchy, thanks for the positive vibes. Finchy said it's like sitting in the pub. This, apart from we've got 2 people.
Yeah, but he's one of the guys that like we do talk to a lot now, because like we met him as well, and like it wasn't as early on, but you know, we've had that kind of like always there to help, always there to get involved, and it's just like, it's nice, isn't it? I think that's been really good, and him and all his buddies, and I'm not saying this because he's probably listening, but it's always been like really nice and really positive, isn't it? It's
and one of the things he has said, which we've definitely got to sort out once COVID's gone, is a drink up in Dublin.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Drink
sounds
up in
good.
Dublin. That's what's been discussed. That's what's been said. So we're all jumping on Ryanair flights if it's still running and it's not shut down because of COVID.
if we do that, we have to vlog it or whatever it's called.
We'd actually have to do one of our podcasts in it and call it a podcast.
Pubcast
That sounds like a plan.
use your phone, girl.
Hey, less about the phone. Using techies out there.
no lads, just gonna all come down to my house.
Yeah, we could. We just sit around your room.
Shit in the
Yeah,
field with
yeah.
Steve.
We bring the Xboxes down, we put them all out the back garden, we'll have a barbecue.
£9
We'll
flight
live
straight
stream-
to the Guinness.
Live stream from I'll pick us all up from the airport, lads. No worries.
It's funny. It's good though. But this is what we want to create, and this is the start of a creation of 4 lads from the 3 corners of the UK getting together for just bants. Basically, this is it, isn't it? It's bants.
Hey, you know,
But this-
you know the football buses, like the big coach things.
Yeah, I'm coming on one of my own.
We'll have one of them, won't we, with the Discord mafia on it.
It'll be one of those open top buses, and it'll be pissing rain.
Yeah.
And we'll be
Yeah.
all on top.
But
I'll bring
let's-
some.
I think we need to be clear though. The Discord is not just about gaming, guys. So if you want to join the Discord, it is not just about gaming. There is a gaming section on it, but it's also a general chat. So if anyone wants to join it and you're not interested in gaming, please do join it.
Yeah, there's loads of other Discord servers for people who don't like the game.
It is not just a Discord for talking about gaming. So the main channel, although you will see a lot of gaming talk, there is also general talk on there, which we'd love people to join and join in. But so going forward, what topics we're going to discuss?
I don't want to interrupt you there, Pete, but
well, you did.
No.
Sorry about that.
We all said we're friends.
There was no. I'm doing you, mate. I'm doing you a favor so you can have a drink of beer because
That's all right.
Get that dried out. So
You haven't
basically,
said what's it tonight.
What's it?
Yeah. What's it? Basically, the reason why we're having this podcast and we're streaming live to the universe right now, live from our houses during the lockdowns in Ireland and England and Wales, is that this is exactly what we do when we're playing games. When we're playing Call of Duty or Warzone or anything like that, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is how we talk. This is how we act. This is how we interact. When Pete's driving a vehicle, none of us want to be in it because he's going to flip it and we're all going to die.
That's in real life as well, by the way.
That's in real life as well. I'm never getting in his Jeep. But this is why we created this. This is why we wanted this, and we're having so much fun that we want to share the fun with everybody out there.
It's nice as well. Like when we've been in work, and then your phone goes off, and it's like group chat, and you're like, what? You hit that button, and there's like 4 people on the end of it, or 3 people on the end of it. Just good fun. That's what it's all about. Because things like that have been like an uplift when it's been like, no one's got any money, COVID, lockdowns, and so you need those moments, don't you? You
do.
Yeah, it's amazing how much fun you can have when the pub is closed.
Exactly.
You can't go out drinking. You can't go to a restaurant. And I know these 3 fantastic gentlemen that I'm talking here now, and we're proud to be here and called friends and like brothers from other mothers. Is that when all this COVID is gone and things go back to whatever normal is going to be in the future, we'd always be friends, and we'd be meeting up, and we'd be traveling to England and Wales.
And awfully.
And awfully is that we can share the fun with everybody's out there who's watching now, and everybody who's going to watch in the future. As Peter said, like, this is the first episode of many episodes. Hopefully many.
We can do it again, boys. Even if no one wants to watch, we'll keep doing it, and we'll keep putting it out there, and we'll keep discussing rubbish, and we'll put it to the floor that we will discuss tea bags, no doubt. We will discuss tea bags, and we're not talking about the type of tea bag you used to do to your mate when he falls over. We're talking about we're talking about tea bags.
I don't know what you're talking about, Pete. Anyway, let's quickly move on to the next topic.
And chocolate bars, and we're talking about, and I'm no doubt we'll have that discussion down the line. We'll talk about beer. We'll talk about all that sort of stuff. We'll even talk about the sort of discussions that you don't want to hear about. But one thing we haven't discussed, boys, and we've got to discuss it before we leave,
is your pink keto.
Yeah, no, we've got to discuss.
Hello.
We've got to discuss, and I need to understand if anybody else knows how the American election system works.
Yeah.
No. Like, what's the electoral vote all about? What's the all of, like? There's 140 million people in America, and they're down to 500 votes. Like, what's the story with that? Like, you need 273 votes out of 140
goes on points,
million.
Doesn't it?
It's a joke. To be honest, I don't understand. Like, I see a tweet the other day online, and it was actually on the news as well, that what they should have done was sent the team that count the Sunderland votes over to America to count the votes, because Sunderland's always the first town in the UK to release the votes. So they should have sent the Sunderland team over to America to count all the votes, and they would have released it within a day, no doubt.
Have you seen the Donald Trump tweet?
Which one?
The latest one.
No.
You can't put it on the screen.
Come on, you got to elaborate, mate.
You've got to put it on the screen, Pete. It's hysterical. I can't hype it enough.
I don't follow it. That's the problem.
You don't have to. You just click on it, didn't you? You've got to see it. It's hysterical.
Is he trending?
It's
I'd say so. He's nutsy, is that man.
You have all these programs. You can't beat Trump Entertainment. It's the best.
Here we go. Okay, I'm going to try and share my screen. don't know if it's going to work. I'll try and share it for you. This one here. Can you see that? Is that in the?
Yeah.
What's it gone on to?
I won this election by a lot.
Oh, that's it. It's that one there, isn't it? That
Yeah.
one there. Can you see that in the on the chat? There we go. We can. It's on the chat, isn't it? I
Yeah.
won this election by a lot.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's playing
I
golf at the moment.
I don't know if anyone's told him he's lost though.
Apparently, he's playing golf right now.
He's a few samples short of picking Trump.
He's waiting for the results to come up on Fox, and he believed that. Nobody wants to tell him that he's
I
lost.
wouldn't tell him. I'd be scared.
Anybody who said anything to him and he doesn't like it, they're fired. So
the guy or the girl who, can you imagine that conversation? So someone calls you in and says, "Great news. Can you go and tell him?" You'd be like, "Hell no, I quit."
I wouldn't fancy that job.
Yeah.
He'd tell you he was a liar, and he'd tell you he was a liar.
yeah,
Wouldn't he?
fake news. That's fake news.
Fake news all day long. Where did you see that? Where did you see that I lost? Where was it? CNN, is it? CNN, the American channel? I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, he doesn't like CNN, doesn't he? Not.
But it's just crazy.
Yeah, but do you know how old Biden is?
78 years of age.
78 years old.
Absolute ledge.
He's older than God.
Really? I never met God personally, but I've heard a lot about him.
He's a sound bloke. He plays Call of Duty anyway, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's a really nice guy. But anyway, yeah. So what other discussions are we going to have going forward, guys? Like we've talked about, we've got to end the stream sooner or later. We can't talk all night. We've got some games to go and play as well, by the way. So
Yeah, that's very important. Yeah.
we can't stream this all night, although people probably want us to. Your man
Steve
Lou
could
Boy-
go on like.
Steve. So something about Steve, right? I'm going to tell the community this, and then tell the chat this. Steve's a bit of a dark horse. Steve's the sort of person that he sits there quite quietly, but once you get his sense of humour, he makes you roll up laughing, and he is an absolute legend, the guy. And we've been sitting there talking of a night, and I'm not gonna.
He's alright.
I'm not gonna divulge into it too much, but the man comes out with some absolute one-liners that are absolutely amazing, and hopefully during this podcast and the more we relax doing it, because tonight we are a little bit nervous and we're probably waffling a little bit in fairness tonight to what we might do going on in the future.
I was breaking it before we came online. It's just like, you know what, can't do this. But I got the Dutch courage actually, yeah, because it's actually it's not. I got the
No.
It's actually Dutch.
Here.
It is actually Dutch. It's
If
Heineken.
Heineken do podcasts,
Choice.
oh, it's Carlsberg, isn't it? It's Carlsberg.
No,
Carlsberg do
don't-
podcasts.
No, I don't drink that
It's the wrong
rubbish.
drink.
It's Heineken, lads. It actually is Dutch courage. So,
Yeah, but yeah. So there are hopefully as these episodes go on, the personalities will go out, and obviously there's people in the chat now that know you guys and know us. So it'd be good to, as we go forward, it will be good to understand, like, for them personalities to come out a little bit more and us guys to relax, I think, and it'll be quite amusing.
I reckon we should all get a ghost chili, crunch on it. and
No,
just
you're all right.
See what
thanks.
happens.
No, not a hope in hell.
I'd rather do the 100 kills challenge, mate.
Yeah.
It's easier.
I'd rather do Steve's 10,000 steps a day challenge.
Yeah, I need to be doing that.
So go, Joe, your man Joe McCarthy, sorry, not Murphy, McCarthy. That's an Irish name, isn't it? Murphy, Joe Murphy. Sorry, I'm dyslexic as well.
Don't mind him, Joe.
Joe McCarthy said he's blowing the dust off his Xbox. That's what he's just said. So I think this is spurring him on to come and play with
Well,
you.
that's good. If we get one every time that we podcast, that helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Time to put it down and sub the channel instead.
Yeah, guys. But so last conversation of the day, and I think we will call it a day. Is next week. We know there's PlayStations coming out. We know there's Xboxes coming out. So Steve's like shaking his head. He's not bothered.
Rubbish, mate. Rubbish.
He's not bothered.
I'm bothered.
PC
I'm bothered.
Master Race. PC Master Race.
PC Master. So I think what we need to discuss quickly before we go offline.
I was looking at the
new
prices
Xbox.
of those. I was looking at the price of those Xbox and PlayStations, and it's basically just the price of my motherboard, or it's just one piece of my PC. It's like, lads,
Ooh.
lads, you gotta get away from these. You gotta away from these controllers. Look, this yoke is broken from me throwing it. You can see it's cracked. I put that down, lads. Keyboard and mouse all the way. No, lads. Serious note, lads. I'm looking forward to you lads playing with your new Xboxes next week, because you'll be able to keep up with us PC players. So yeah,
I agree.
looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
But come on, Lou. In no more than 10 words.
Lou is waiting for it.
Explain
He's
your
waiting.
excitement. Explain your excitement with regards to getting the Xbox.
He's booked the day off. He's booked the day off work. You know.
I'm off, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
No more than 10
Well,
words.
I'm more excited about that Nintendo thing, like that Game and Watch thing.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
It's cool, that is.
Price is
Yeah.
it's quadrupled in price on eBay.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. I'm basically going to go and pick it up and then just lock myself in a room and not speak to any other human.
Like now.
Yeah,
Like
pretty
now.
much.
Right now.
A bit like now.
Well, at the size of Call of Duty on Xbox and PlayStation, it'll probably take the whole day to download it anyway, so you mightn't get to play it at all on Tuesday.
So actually, I actually heard, and I read, and I don't know if it's true, and maybe someone in the chat who might know a little bit more about it can answer, that when you get the new console, you can transfer everything from your old console to your new console.
Yeah.
So how long is that going to take? That long?
No,
You
6 to
just
8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks.
yeah,
just
couple of months.
it's just like changing over from like Xbox One to Xbox One X
It's
and
like
things like
getting
that.
a new iPhone and transferring all your data over
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
your iPhone.
No, the-
Exactly. You just sign in with your own name and you just download whatever games on your old account onto your new account, basically.
Put it in the oven for 20 minutes.
Basically, they'll have the vaccination for COVID before you can download everything. That's basically it.
So someone said in the chat, are we going to stream any of the games? So I don't know if anyone wants to elaborate on if we do that.
So it'd be good to know.
That's a hard no. No, we're never gonna. No.
We're not going to live stream games on this channel. This channel is not for live stream gaming. But if you want to follow the guys, if you want to follow any of the guys on Twitch, then what we'll do is we'll drop the links for the Twitch channels, which
In the
actually all
next
four
one.
of us have got. All four of us have got
In the description underneath here, you're
all
gonna see
four
it
of
in the
us have got.
description.
All four of us have got Twitch accounts, so we'll drop the links for them in the description below, and then say, obviously, don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and then subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button, and you will get notifications of when we're next going to go live. We'll talk offline after this, probably, no doubt, as to what our plan is going live next time. Maybe in the week, guys. I don't know. Maybe next weekend. I don't know what your thoughts are. We haven't really discussed this far ahead because we didn't know how it was going to go down.
This only came about since last week. Like, within the last 6-7 days, we've literally just came up with this podcast. We didn't really have a name for it. We just banged our heads together. The lads put up a few thumbnails and things like that, got it all the wheels in motion of it, and this is what's came of it. So this is off the whim, really. Like, so
we had agendas written down as well, guys. We had agendas written down on bits of paper.
and it completely went.
And you might as well just throw that out the window, to be totally honest with you, because we've just rambled, to be totally honest with you. And I wrote down loads of things like wrote down things like tell us about yourself when you were growing up. Why would I write that down? Why would I write that down?
I'm not that drunk.
But that's why it's funny though, isn't it? Because like you're one of the thinkers of the group, and like
Oh, I can't help myself. I sat there and done my project manager thing and just started writing down like little things about our backgrounds and like.
Right. So next week, basically next week is going to be the two lads are going to be reviewing the new Xbox, which is coming out. Pete's going to talk about his childhood, and I'm just going to nod my head through the whole fucking hour.
We'll talk
He's gonna
about
wear another cap.
Heineken and potatoes.
I'm going to wear a different cap. Yeah, that.
I was thinking,
might wear a red cap.
I think it's funnier if we instead of talking about like Xbox, we're going to rabbit on about that anyway.
Yeah.
Like we should just look in the news and just pick some funny stories and just talk about them.
Yeah, we could do.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
could do.
I'll have the Sun. You have the Telegraph.
I'd say, I'd say next week we're going to talk about more than likely probably COVID-19, probably football, probably Xboxes and PlayStations and PCs. But no, like seriously, we're probably going forward, like further episodes, we're going to touch on, like, say, new games that are coming out. We're going to touch on some technology, and we might review a couple of products and stuff like that. We'll definitely be talking about the new Xboxes because that's a big thing for gaming. But we're also going to be talking about life stuff as well, not just, as Peter said, this isn't just about gaming. We've met through gaming, and we'll continue to game. We'll have the bands through the gaming, but it's going to be, we touched on 20, 30 different topics tonight, and 3 of them was about gaming.
And rambled massively.
And we ran them massively.
Finchie just has mentioned my favourite game.
Zombies
Cold War next week, so yeah.
Zombies.
He's dying. He's been dying. Do you know what? Right? He's been absolutely dying to play this game, and he was so disappointed when you couldn't play the you couldn't play in the beta zombie mode. He was so.
No, you haven't heard the biggest thing, have you?
No, go on.
So, the one main mode in Zombies is on PlayStation only for 18 months.
Oh no!
I was devastated.
So you
I got PlayStation 4.
You're not going to use it, Steve.
No, throw it out the window. The
window's
open. Look, the window's open behind. It's gone out the window.
You're not
actually,
use it.
No, actually, it's funny because I haven't played the PlayStation in probably 2 years, but I found out you can install Twitch on it, and I was twitching. Twitching is a bit.
Twitching.
It's a bit.
I think we should look at.
I was twitching last night.
I think we should look at like some YouTube videos of like some of the new trailers, and like, you know, I think some of the films coming out as well. You could look and just review them because I think it'd be fun because the new Ghostbusters is out.
Yeah.
Early part of next year, I think it is.
Definitely.
It looks amazing.
So basically, guys, the floor is open for us to discuss.
Open for suggestions. Yeah.
Whatever you like. We could also talk about Lou's choice in River Island Close at some point.
That's not.
I was on a Zoom call.
And that zip T-shirt.
I was on a Zoom call.
It's class.
I got ripped so much. I think I said to someone, I'm going to mention it, and they went, "We know what you're talking about." And I was like, "You what?" And they went, "You're wearing a shirt with a zip." But to be honest with you, I think it's a great idea because simplicity of it all. It's like, why would you not want to wear a shirt with a zip? You're jealous.
I am jealous.
Isn't that? It's kind of like a zip. Let that be like a jacket, wouldn't it, without any insulation?
Maybe we should have a bet, right? Maybe for this week we need to have a bet. So if you get your 100 kills, you don't have to wear the zip T-shirt on the next one of these.
I'm playing shipment after this.
I kind of want to wear it.
You kind of want to wear it.
Yeah.
I'll just.
Lewis, you can wear anything you want as long as it's clothes, mate.
Yeah.
Anything you want as long as it's clothes. You look good, Lewis. You look good in anything, brother.
Thanks, I'm blushing.
Except that photograph you sent us in your jocks that time.
Yeah, don't ever send that to anybody.
Some things can just not be unseen.
No, I can't unsee that. That's my wallpaper on my phone now.
Yeah,
This is background.
It's in demand. Like, not a lot of people pay for that.
I'm not surprised.
I don't know what to say to that.
All right, let's wrap this
No,
up.
hold on a second. No, there's something wrong here, right, folks? Look, I'm looking at YouTube here on my second screen because I got that kind of money, and
cock of the water.
It's 20 years old. It's not even HD, right? So it's black and white. Got 12 people watching our stream right now, right? And there's only 5 subscribers, and I'm one of those 5.
So am I.
Lads here are all one eater, so come on, lads. Everybody who's out there watching, come on, hit that subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe.
This is
the bell
comedy.
Notification.
This is comedy gold.
Oh dear.
I've only had one beer. Pete's had at least 4. And the lads are the 5th. Yeah, and the lads are on the dry.
He hasn't even tipped the waiter.
No, he's waiting for the bill.
Joe, nice one.
So
Joe's just said he's done it, mate. You mate,
Fair
your
play
man
to Joe.
Joe.
Man, Joe, anybody there is
Awesome,
watching,
Joe.
yeah, hit that subscribe button, because you know what? The more subscriptions we have, people are watching it, the
We
more
want this
entertainment you're going to see.
We want this. We're not doing this to be famous. We just want this because we want to spread a bit of a laugh around in these probably tough times. We want to just spread a bit of a laugh about, and that's why we're doing it. Ultimately, we have a laugh. We've been brought together through love of gaming, as we've mentioned, and we're just doing this because this is what we do on probably a nightly basis. We talk to each other more than we do our wives sometimes. And it's
Lucky
probably-
them. Lucky wives.
Yeah, they're well happy.
That's it.
And that's probably fair to say that we talk to each other that much that sometimes at least our wives know where we are. That's what
In our man caves.
in our man caves playing games. But no, seriously, we're doing this just to spread a bit of a laugh, a bit of happiness, and we're here to put a lad's spin on anything, because that's what it's about at the end of the day. We're not politicians, we're not newsreaders, we're just four lads that banter
And our opinion.
and it's our opinion, and we talk crap, and that's what it's about. and
For
that's what we're
family
doing.
guys.
Yeah. So
That's it.
Lou boy, thank you for subbing as well, much appreciated. But seriously, guys, it is this is what we're gonna do. This is going forward. We'll discuss offline the next one. I personally think this should be a 2 podcasts a week thing, but it depends on time. It depends on everyone.
Do you know why that would be good though? Because it does break up playing games all the time, and you're like doing something different. So I'm up for that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it offline. We'll talk about it.
Perfect. Yeah.
We'll get something up and running. But this has been an absolute pleasure. It's been a laugh. It's been fun, and the anxiety of doing this now has now gone, and it's absolutely amazing that we're.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next one.
I can't.
Can't wait. I don't know what to talk about because we
Well-
talked about everything tonight.
Well,
We'll
should
talk
we do
We'll
about
do
later?
another little agenda.
Yeah.
And we'll try and stick to that. But I don't want it to.
Just anybody who's watching, this is what Lewis does.
It looks
All
like
the
Steve's
time.
hat
He
had
does
on.
this all the
It looks
time.
like Steve's hat.
No, my
Steve,
hat's on
it's not you,
backwards.
the class clown.
It's not, I have it on backwards.
There we go.
There we
Oh,
go.
I thought you had a bandana on.
No, I'll wear a bandana next week for you, Lewis.
A tea-towel on your head. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. So,
Yep, perfect.
who wants to do the close out? One of you guys can do the close out. So who wants to do it?
I'll
Come on,
say-
Steve.
Oh, go on, Steve.
That's it. Don't get a
Cool,
fucking
see.
chance.
Yeah, I just want to say, if everyone's watching, thanks for watching, because it's been fun, and I hope that it can be fun next week and going forward. And yeah, it was great to meet you guys, and then hopefully this will be an ongoing thing and we can have some fun. But I do think we should have ghost chilies.
At some point.
Some-
You
We'll-
can, you can have 2. One
Just
for me.
imagine how much people
I'll
will
tell you
love
what,
that for
I'll
just
tell you
dying
what.
on stream.
I've got an idea, right? If we hit 100 subs, but at some point we will do
We're
those chilies.
going to eat chilies. Yeah.
We'll do the chilies.
I think you sold yourself too cheap there.
Yeah, I think it's sold yourself very cheaply. Is that just for yourself, or is that for the whole lot of us?
Well,
Mate, there's going
Oh,
to
I'm
be
in
the
that.
post for you.
I'm in that. No, you hit that 100 subs. I'll have one as well.
at 100 subs, we get 100 subs.
You should do it every 100 subs.
Every 100 subs,
Do you want to see me cry, is it?
we want to see Roy King cry.
Gerald,
yeah.
if we get
want to see
50
Roy
if we get-
King cry.
If we get 50 subs, Gerald will cry. There we go.
Well, lads, how many times have they used that beep button tonight?
We haven't.
Never.
None of us have sworn.
No,
None
Yeah,
of
but
us
just
sworn.
expected me to do it, lads.
not you, Pope.
If I showed my chat now beforehand, now it'd be different.
We'd have 200 subs.
Joe McCarthy just said, "I'm making more accounts, so I'm going to." So as we speak, to get fucked.
That's
Yeah,
what mates are for, isn't it?
He's just all he's going to have is all these. But we got. I'll tell you what's probably better actually, guys. It's 100 subs, not 100 subs. If we can get 50 views, like like an average of 50 views or something like that. When we get to an average of 50 views or something like that, 20 views, 30 views, something that's a little bit more challenging to get to. What do you think?
Answers in, stamp address envelope.
And also, actually, it's also just before we go and we wrap up, there is a Facebook page as well. There is a Facebook group, and I do think I put the description in the group as well.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
So
I'll have to link that.
Yeah, the link in that. So again, if you want to join that, it is a little bit about gaming at the minute, but we want to move away from that. So we'll change that up a little bit as well. But as I say, Discord channel. If you want to join Discord, feel free to join Discord if you've got Discord on your phone or on your WhatsApp. But anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up now. I think that's fair to say. We said we was going to do 45 minutes or 40 minutes. We've been going for an hour and 21 minutes so far, guys. So much appreciated everyone for watching. Don't forget, please hit that sub button if you haven't done so already, and we will see you in a few days or a week, maybe. I don't know. We'll talk about offline and we'll get something up and running. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll speak to you later.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
That's a good night for me.
3,
And a good night for
2,
them.
1, and we're off.
Good night, lads.